I'm back coming at you from the FDA-proof underground laboratory. Today, we're going to be going over my health issues, my struggles, failures, and successes with weight gain, weight loss, muscle building, PED usage, and peptides. None of this is recommendations for you. It is what I have personally experienced. I'm not saying it's legal, illegal. What I'm saying is this is what I have personally experienced on my journey. All right, let's get into this. So about 11 years ago, I ended up in the emergency room, severe stomach pain. It's absolutely crippling pain. I signed in, woke up about a month later. Come to find out, I had multiple organ failure, severe pancreatitis. My pancreas actually crushed my liver. I had both kidneys shut down, a lung collapse, and multiple other issues. This was the beginning of my nightmare. Once I came out of the coma, I quickly deteriorated. I went from 300 pounds to 173 in about 5 months. I lost all of my muscle mass. I lost an enormous amount of fat. I was basically a skeleton. The doctors were not very encouraging. They basically drilled into my head that my body couldn't sustain itself and that I was going to die. Obviously, it's been 11 years and that didn't come true. So, I fought through the depression, I fought through the pain, the agony, just the constant torment, and through the fact that I was so weak, I could barely remove the blankets from me when I was laying down. I couldn't use a walker because I was too weak to even stand up. Eventually, after going through severe depression, I decided I'm not going to continue like this. I'm going to improve, even if I do end up dying, but I'm going to do what I can do while I can. So I got up, tried to get motivated, started moving around a little bit, and over time, I was able to walk again and function a little bit better on my own. Once I saw it was actually possible for me to improve and get stronger, I started doing light exercises. These exercises got me to the point to where I could go to the gym, start working out, and my strength improved more and more. Eventually, I decided to get on a high dosage of testosterone. And that's where I started seeing the huge benefits of this. That's where I started becoming a scientist. Throughout maybe 6 months to a year, I gained a huge amount of muscle mass. This muscle mass, of course, motivated me and pushed me to go harder and harder. This is what I looked like before I got sick. This is what I looked like when I came home. And that's what happened after I started using a little bit of gear. So, doctors aren't always right. Remember, they practice medicine, they don't master it. I was able to overcome what the doctors said that I could not overcome. Now, over the past 10 years, I've had a number of challenges. But each time I was able to overcome them again and again. I was able to build weight, build muscle, get stronger, more physically fit than I've ever been. Especially considering I was rather tubby, to say the least. Eventually, I got tired of working out, life's coming at me, more personal issues showed up. So I stopped going to gym, stopped coming and using gear. I went all natural. And of course, when you do that, you're gonna lose a lot of muscle mass. Now, I was still strong, but not like I was. Unfortunately, over time, I also started gaining fat, and I've got rather large. And I decided that the more fat I have, the worse my health issues are going to be. So I needed to take control of that. And that's where my journey is now. I'm starting at 226 pounds. My goal is to get back down to about 180 by my own choice, not because I'm being forced to after a coma. And then I will start bulking up, building muscle, and taking supplements. Because while I'm not personally a big fan of having to use supplements, for my personal situation, I know that my body can't naturally get to the point to where I want it to be. And it would be more unhealthy for me not to than to. So I want you to watch my transformation live. I'm not a big TikTok or YouTube influencer. I'm not a doctor. I don't recommend anything. But I want you to see what I go through. And I'm not a YouTuber that pops up all of a sudden and has 100 videos where he's already lost the weight and built the muscle and he's talking about the past. I'm doing it in front of you live, day by day. Now, some of my circumstances are going to apply to a lot of people. Some of them will not. For example, I have liver issues, I have severe pancreas issues, and on top of all of that, I also have type 3C diabetes, which throws a whole new set of issues into everything I do. Most people have never even heard of type 3C diabetes. It is when you have severe damage to your pancreas. Basically, you're taking the complete lack of insulin production from type 1, adding it to getting it late in life, like a type 2, and then sprinkling in the fact that you no longer produce digestive enzymes to break down your food. So really, type 3C is taking the worst of the worst from the first two types and then adding a little bit extra, just because life is like that. Certain supplements that I'll be taking, of course you have to be extra careful with, because I cannot lower my sugar without insulin. And if my sugar goes too low, I cannot bring up my sugar to a better or higher level without sugar. So a lot of those functions in me are no longer working correctly or at all. So there's a lot of precautions I have to take when I'm doing this. But you'll get to see it, all of my successes and all of my failures. Stay tuned, watch my videos, subscribe, and what I would really like is for you to comment. If you have any questions about any of these situations, any questions about the supplements, the routines, the workouts, if you have any questions about the health issues, maybe you're experiencing or have experienced some of them, I'll tell you my take on them, and I would also like to hear your experiences with them. Type 3C is not exactly common. So your information is always welcome, and your questions will always be read and replied to. Unless I become a huge YouTuber with hundreds of millions of followers, then I might skip a few. Be safe out there on your journeys and continue to watch.